today. From MetLife Stadium in New Jersey, it's Week 5 of the NFL on EA Sports. It's the New York Giants taking on the San Francisco 49ers.
From the stadium that hosted Super Bowl 48 back in 2014, there's a look at MetLife Stadium here in East Rutherford. Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. And we will not see a run back on the opening kickoff. This will be a touchback. So here's the first drive now for the 49ers. And they are led out there by their mobile quarterback.
I love just about everything about him. Love his game, love his makeup, love his moxie. One of my favorite words. This guy's a competitor. Gritty, tough, you name it, he's got it. But he did throw an interception in last week's game. That contributed to a loss. And despite the fact he threw 3 touchdown passes, he's going to be out there redoubling his efforts and trying to play better.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Over the middle, it's complete. And he's upended at the 33, following a good pickup of 8. Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. Here's Christian McCaffrey. His pops was a Giant for 3 years. And this defense able to plug him up there as he'll get a yard to the 35. An early test for this defense. Here we go on 3rd and inches. They'll drop to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. That's good for 9 yards as they convert on the 3rd down play.
Certainly not a positive sign if you're the D coordinator and you see your guys give up that space so early in the game. 3rd down, that's when the clamps are supposed to come out. But his ability to create things with his legs makes things difficult.
Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. So the drive takes him into Giants territory now. 1st and 10 at the 47. They'll set up a throw. That's complete. It's Brandon Ayuk. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35. So from the 36 now. 1st and 10. He'll drop to throw. And a quick throw here. That's complete. Now this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. But yet another completion here on this opening drive, and he's now perfect 4 of 4 to start. Pretty solid execution here.
And how about how everyone's handled their nerves? Because you know what it's like to start a ball game. You're so amped up and ready to go, and sometimes the execution isn't there. They've been flawless so far. Well drilled, well prepared, and excited to start this game.
And McCaffrey going to pick up a Niners first down as he'll get this down to the 23.
But they're getting ready to go to work now in prime real estate after that last run. Found his spot and picked up nice yardage, didn't he?
And now he's got him knocking on the door of the red zone. Now here's a throw right side taken in by his tight end. This defense for the Giants, they were very strong last week in the win over Carolina.
And one of the key things you always look for when you're evaluating a defense is how opportunistic are they? How many takeaways do they get per game? And how about last week's game? That number? 6. Absolutely phenomenal performance. They were on top of their game right from the first snap.
So give them 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And now 2 yards to go on 3rd down. They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. They'll go to the air here on 3rd and 2. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. picked off by Bobby Okereke. And the Giants will take over here at their own 12-yard line. Remember, Charles, this is the #1 defense in the NFL, and they prove their mettle here, forcing the turnover on the opening possession.
And sometimes when you play a team that has that reputation, that's earned it by their play, the psychology is, okay, they're #1. They have to prove it to us, and they tried to attack. They found out that ranking.
And he's going to be brought down back at his own 6-yard line. And they're going to speed things up here. Dobbs is throwing. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. To throw is Dobbs. And this one is incomplete.
And that's exactly what defenses talk about. You've got to find ways to get off the field when you can, especially on 3rd down. And 3rd down defense going to be vital in this game. Able to knock that one away and force a 4th down.
Anger is on to punt, and he gets this one away. Taking on the midfield logo. They'll get 9 yards on the return there following a punt of 42. And the Niners set up well. They take over 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. On 1st down, this is McCaffrey. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. You talk about this Giant defense. They were very strong last week in the win over Carolina.
One thing you always look for when you're evaluating a defense, how opportunistic are they? How many takeaways do they get? How about last week's game? The number was 6. Phenomenal performance.
And he's going to get this inside the 30. And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10. And maybe the wrong read there as he's going to go down immediately. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down. No score after 1 on EA Sports. The 49ers with the football here to begin the 2nd quarter. As they've got it with a 2nd and 13 forthcoming. Calling a gain of 3 on the play. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation. They're backed up here. Tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the 1st. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a 1st down. To throw here. Under pressure, and he'll go down back at the 26-yard line. That one will set him back nearly 10 yards here on 1st down on the sack. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. He's going to try and take off with it. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. The Niners on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This will be a tough 3rd and 18. They'll set up to throw. And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32. Brian Burns flying in there and dropping it for the sack.
This offensive line has struggled. In fact, when we sat down with the coach, he said it's been in tatters lately. They allowed 6 sacks in their last game. Just gave up another one right there.
Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. It's picked up. A live ball here, remember. Well, when we do games together, we don't see a ton of these, but always impressive when someone can get through that quickly, Charles, and get a hand on a field goal attempt.
And the key to success for them on that play, they get off on the snap. They timed it like they knew exactly when it was coming, and that set him up to deliver the block kick.
And give him about 5 as he gets this up to the 48-yard line. On 2nd down, Dobbs has this complete to Daniel Bellinger. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10 at the 27. Flushed out right. And it's out. He put it on the carpet. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line. Always costly to cough up that football. These defenders, they become... And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. And the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of the football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. Tracy trying the right side. That he's brought down, but he has it down to the 12 on a pickup of 12. 1st and 10. So it's the big left tackle who gets tagged with a hold.
And sometimes you're actually executing the block well, and he starts to slip off of you, and instinctively you reach out and grab him. And when it's done like that, it's often seen by the official and called.
1:54 left on the clock here in quarter number 2. Coming up at halftime in a little less than 2 minutes, we'll send you to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman is standing by. He'll have highlights and analysis of this first half. That is caught. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. First down now, but the clock continues to move. Back to throw Dobbs. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
But there's an incompletion, partner, and the struggles through the air continue because so far their lack of passing production has led to a lack of points.
And they'll turn to the power game to try to get in. And he gets halfway there down to the 1-yard line. The San Francisco defense trying to hold tough again. And that is caught. He's got it for a giant touchdown. Malik Nabers. Halfway to 100 now with career touchdown number 50. And the Giants post the first points of the ball game as they take the lead here in this second quarter. Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 7-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. That's going to be taken at the goal line, and he'll return it. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. The 49er offense now making their way out onto the field. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. They'll get this into the hands of Ayuk. The 49ers moving hastily. They're scurrying to the line. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. Here's 2nd and 3. Now back to throw. He's got Ayuk once again. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. 4 yards the pickup, first down. He'll look to throw. He'll get this out wide here to McCaffrey. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 18 yards, first down Niners.
And they'll use him out in the backfield and sometimes quite a bit. They're just trying to get him touches any way they can. 4 catches a week ago. There's another one right there.
Back to throw again. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. Now a 2nd and 10. Again, he'll drop to throw. Got a man. That's Ayuk. Now San Francisco going to call their 2nd timeout as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. A good chance this is 4-down territory if they're unable to convert. But right now looking at a 3rd and 3. They'll look to throw again. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have a 49ers first down by a couple of yards as they're able to get 4 there on 3rd and 2. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. He had his lone attempt blocked earlier. And his kick here is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So this time the protection holds up for him just fine, and he's able to bang it through.
I think their special teams coach got the point across. He gave him a pretty good earful after the block earlier, and this time there's no penetration, so they're able to pick up 3.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. 1 second, all that remains. Sliding out of the pocket. Now he's going to throw deep right side. And that's going to be incomplete. So we've reached halftime here in a 4-point game. As we get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you guys in a bit. But first, let's take a look around the NFL here on this first Sunday of October. We'll start over in Texas at AT&T Stadium in Arlington, where it was the Cowboys who get the win at home. Dak Prescott, a touchdown pass in the victory. From there, we slide over to the desert to check on the Cardinals at home in Glendale. And you can see they have the lead over the visiting Seahawks. Michael Wilson, 2 touchdown catches on the afternoon. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And they were winners as they defeat the visiting Philadelphia Eagles. Jahan Dotson, 2 touchdown catches in the victory.
Second half ready to get rolling. The Giants with a lead, and they are set to receive this kick. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. So now the Giants set to take over on offense. They're working on a 4-game winning streak, and they lead this one as well right now as they start 1st and 10. They'll start with a run by Tracy. And he'll take it forward for about 5 up to the 28-yard line. And quickly they get to the line. Dobbs now on 2nd down. And down he goes. The 49ers get there. So they will take the sack instead of the penalty.
And it takes another down off the series. But the biggest one of all, do you want to tell the guy who just got the sack that it no longer counts?
No.
No, not at all.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. On the give, this is their fullback. And he'll get this up past the 45 to the 47. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Good solid gain on 1st down, about what you'd expect from the big guy carrying the ball.
Here's Dobbs to throw. He'll rifle this one deep right side. He's got it at the 15. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the San Fran 20. A big pickup of 38. I guess that answers the question of whether or not they're going to try to play conservative and protect this lead in the third quarter.
And I think this is something we're seeing more and more of in the NFL. Teams not playing to protect leads, teams playing to extend them.
And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up.
Second down, here's Tracy.
And he's going to get about 4 down inside the 10 to the 9. And on 3rd and 5, this will be the 8th play of the drive. And he's got it. Touchdown, Giants.
Daniel Bellinger,
His 3rd touchdown now on the year.
and the Giants take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead.
Extra point right down the middle, and that pushes the lead up to 11. So that drive goes 8 plays.
And it was finished off with a touchdown by Daniel Bellinger.
The kicking team out there for the Giants as they will send this one away.
From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And he won't quite make it to the 25.
Here's a look at the 49ers offense as they make their way out for their first possession of the second half.
Well, the opposition laid down the challenge, an opening drive touchdown here to start this.
Oh, he's hit. He lost the football. Put it on the carpet. And the Giants have it. It's picked up. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line.
So it's a turnover there on the lost fumble, and this third quarter could not really have started worse.
I think that's a great observation because this was a close game at the half. They gave up the touchdown the opening drive. Now they turn over the football. This game, they can get away from pretty quickly if their defense doesn't step up right here.
And here's a leaping catch. He pulled it in. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo.
Tracy going to get it on first down.
And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. And they'll let the fullback try and take him home. And he is in. Touchdown, Giants. A great effort there.
His 8th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Giants take the forced fumble and convert it into 6 points.
Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead is up to 18 now. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23.
The 49ers offense now, they work their way back onto the field.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
On second down, here's the option.
And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. A big-time gain there on the keeper, using his legs to hurt him. First down. He'll look to throw.
Going to be taken in here by Nacua.
And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. That one good for 20 on the catch and run. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10.
Now an option play, and he'll keep it.
And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Final minute now of the third quarter.
Well, he's had success running the football in this one. Yeah, that's undeniable. But that
puts it on the carpet. It's out. And the Giants have it. It's picked up. Down the numbers. There he goes. And this is taken into the end zone. A fumble recovery and a Giants touchdown. And he has great speed, defensive back speed. Once he got it and took off, there was no catching it.
And I know every team tells you to hustle no matter what the play, but there was no chance of catching him. Maybe if it had been a defensive tackle running with the ball, but not in this case.
Point after, right down the middle. And they open the lead up now to 25. So here's the kickoff now as he'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. The 49ers ready to set up shop again offensively. It's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. The turnover on the last drive, they had the issue in the first half as well. And that's really, unfortunately for them, helped to put this game out of reach.
And you know they won't want to admit it to themselves, but we know that winning the game is pretty much out of the picture now. So their bottom line is, how do they play a clean game the rest of this one, right? Take care of the football, no more turnovers, and see how that works.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Law had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. Here comes the 49ers punter now, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And last week in the loss, 5 punts as he gets this one away. This is brought in at the 21. We have played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. But not that any of the points would be needed, but CD, they've got enough time left here. They can definitely score on this drive, maybe even an ensuing drive as well, if they really want to drive home this landslide victory.
Yeah, we're certainly about to see just how aggressive they want to be here down the stretch. And what some coaches do is they try and meet it halfway, meaning they want to continue to run their offense, but they'll put in a lot of backups to do it and then tell the opposing coach, hey, I had to get them some work too. I can't just let them sit over on the sidelines all the time.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down. A CD, they're up big, but they're still passing it. I mean, this is an offense that's had a lot of success in this game, and it seems like they're just having fun out there.
And it does feel like there's been a shift out there, doesn't it, partner? Listen, if you're up, you can continue to do what you want to do. It's up to the other team to make you change how you do things. They'll continue to throw it around until stopped.
And now they're in the hurry-up. Right back to Tracy, and he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. 2nd and 7. Now Dobbs. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And give him 6 yards here as he's stopped near the 35 at the 34. And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. And he's able to pick up the first before he's taken down at the 27. Dobbs. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. And the incompletion there stops the clock. Any surprise they're throwing here late?
Ordinarily, yes, because you would think enough is enough. They've got plenty of lead, but I've seen this a bunch of times as well. The defense is going to crowd the line of scrimmage. If you just hand it off inside, you're getting your running back popped a lot as well. Sometimes the defense dictates it. If they're going to crowd it, you may have no other choice but to throw it downfield.
And he will take it on in for a Giant touchdown. A 6-yard touchdown run. And the Giants are well on their way to a 5-0 start as they extend their lead. I'm not sure what other ground there is to cover here. I mean, this offense has been amazing. Just total domination, Charles.
They've clicked so well, and if you really focus in on the offensive line, they've protected well when they've wanted to throw the ball. They've moved people off the line of scrimmage when they've wanted to run it. Smiles all the way around. This offense has been really good in this one.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And no thought of bringing this one out. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll begin the drive at the 30. San Francisco's offense returns to the field.
Charles, a very uninspired effort. The last time we saw them out there was a quick 3-and-out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
Only able to gain a couple there, and that'll bring up second down. They'll look to throw here. And he drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
And he is going to have a Niners first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
They'll look to throw. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Back to throw. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. The Niners on third down. They've hit 4 of 7. This is 3rd and 10. Looking to throw. Shakes off the sack. And he comes back with one complete.
And he is going to have a 49ers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
Give him a couple on the scramble. It's second down.
His running ability has been an extra dimension of their game plan thus far. For once, though, he doesn't create any magic against a front that's prepared for him to try and take off.
A throw over the middle taken in. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Giants' 32-yard line. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's 49er football here as we get you reset from the 32 now. Here's 1st and 10. They're going to look to throw. Over the middle, that's complete to McCaffrey. They'll give him 4 yards there, and that'll make it second down. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw.
Pass complete there to Nacua.
And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Giants' 18. Now they got to get to the line quickly. Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete.
2nd and 10. And that throw behind his man. He missed him. Incomplete.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
And his kick is right there. It's good, but now there is a penalty marker on the field, so let's see what this is about. And this is going to be roughing the kicker, an inexcusable penalty, Charles.
You've worked so hard to hold him to a 3-point kick. Now you're giving him the ball again with a chance for a touchdown.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw.
That's over the middle and caught by Ayuk.
That's good for a gain of 6, 2nd and goal.
And I think he just wanted to get the ball to one of his playmakers to see if they can make something happen, but he ends up throwing into a crowded area. And after the catch, he isn't able to do much with it.
And that is caught. Well, they're going to see this one to the end. They get a score, but pretty much an exercise in futility right now. Still down big.
And we remember, of course, all scoring plays need to be verified upstairs, and I think they're going to at least take a look at this. They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet.
How about the hands? How is the ball possessed while the feet are hopefully getting down in bounds? That's what they're trying to look at to see if it all comes together.
So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. Extra point right down the middle, and that will cut this lead down to 25. That drive, a long one, spanning 15 plays. And it was Brandon Ayuk capping it off with a touchdown reception. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And he returns this to the 22. Here's the Giant offense now as they get ready to take over here. And it's looking all the more likely that a fifth straight win is going to be in the cards. They'll try to run some time here with a 1st and 10. They're still throwing the football here. Now, obviously, the incompletion stops the clock. That's a bad thing.
Feels to me like they're just keeping them honest on defense because you know they're going to stack the line of scrimmage and try and stop any type of a running play. Short little passes may work in exchange of running plays. Keep the clock moving.
And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. Down the sideline he goes. And he gets it all the way down to the 3. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal. That one looks like he'll throw here and give him another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues. Another touchdown here in the 4th quarter, and Charles, I think we can start to consider that this undefeated streak of theirs is going to be safe for another week.
And partner, you don't make it this far into a season without a loss unless you're getting contributions from both sides of the ball and sometimes even your special teams, and that's been true today. Each side helping guide them to this late lead.
Now the extra point try forthcoming. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. The drive there only spanning 3 plays, and it was finished off by a touchdown by the New York Giants. And he'll wisely just take a knee here, and this ball will come out to the 30-yard line. San Francisco set to go on offense once more. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Exactly. Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling again.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
And 2nd and 10. He'll look to throw again. He's going to drop this down to McCaffrey. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 14 seconds to go in the game. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And that's incomplete. Clock stops with 10 seconds left.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
And a fair catch called for and made just outside the 15-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before we hit triple zeros. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. 2 timeouts remaining defensively, but that shouldn't make much difference right here.
It really shouldn't, but a lot of coaches look at it similar to baseball with the intentional walk.
Always bringing in other
right?
sports.
Hey, listen, think about the intentional walk, right? What if one gets past the catcher? What if he uncorks a wild one and now you still have an opportunity? That's why they like to use them all the way through.
Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but, boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And, partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this contest, the kind of performance that they're going to cherish.
So for the Giants, their strong September has carried over to October as they move to 5-0. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for the Niners, the loss will move them back to 3-2 on the year. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. With that, we sign off from MetLife Stadium.